forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
It's pretty chilly today with temperatures that got stuck in the upper 20s and low 30s, and also we had a fair amount of cloud cover and those flurries too. Now, one thing that we have noticed though, the flurries have pretty much moved all the way out of the area now, and overnight tonight we should see some clearing skies, allowing temperatures to get even colder. 31 in Lincoln right now, 31 also in Springfield and in Taylorville, 28 in Danville, same temperature in Champaign, which is where we have a Bratcher weather camera on our roofing dog iNet. Winds are out of the northwest, up trend 15 miles per hour, and as we go through the planner for the rest of the evening, again, like I said, we've got clearing occurring, but that means that we'll start off our Saturday nice and sunny, and it will stay that way for a majority of the weekend. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Police surrounded this apartment complex. I'll tell you about the shooting that happened here earlier today.
A U of I officer was accused of sexual misconduct and charged with official misconduct, where his job stands with the force.
And I'm concerned that there's no safeguards to prevent them from being counted.
Some early voters got more than one ballot in the mail. The county clerk said it's no big deal, while others say not so fast.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
A man was shot this afternoon in Decatur. It prompted police to suggest a school go on soft lockdown. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. This happened near an apartment complex by East Wellington and North Woodford. So far, police haven't arrested anyone. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is live. Jennifer, what can you tell us now?
Jennifer, that man is in the hospital, but there's no word on his condition as of yet. Officials were here investigating for a few hours this afternoon when this shooting happened at this apartment complex. But as of right now, they have cleared the scene as of an hour ago. And Stephen Decatur Middle School earlier today was placed on a brief soft lockdown because of this. But that school is just down the street, less than half a mile from these apartments. But that soft lockdown was lifted and students were sent home. Police would not give any other information other than that one person was hurt, or they wouldn't also release any information on what they believe led up to this shooting. But they did clear the scene, but when they were here, they were coming in and out of those apartment complexes and seen talking to several people who live here. And as soon as we get any updates on what happened during this shooting earlier today, I will make sure to update you. Live in Decatur, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jennifer, thank you so much. Let us know if you know anything further. Police have arrested a man for a murder that happened more than a year ago. They've been searching for 29-year-old Jimmy Rogers since last February. U.S. Marshals found him in Maryville, Indiana yesterday. They say Rogers shot and killed 32-year-old William Banks last January. Rogers faces charges of murder and unlawful possession of a weapon by a felon. He's waiting to be extradited to Vermilion County. Bond's been set at $5 million.
Here's an update about a woman accused of stealing from the VFW in Rantoul. 75-year-old Brenda Davis Wise appeared in court today. She was arraigned on one charge of theft between $100,000 and $500,000. Officials say that was over a period of 4 years. Police say Davis Wise used her position as the bar manager of the Rantoul VFW to steal the money. The VFW hired a forensic accountant to investigate in June 2019. Now, if convicted, Davis Wise could spend up to 15 years in prison. We have new details tonight. A U of I police officer resigned after being charged with official misconduct. The department accepted the resignation of Gerald Sandage yesterday. He was put on leave in September 2018 after being accused of sexual assault. Sandage was arrested in December after being accused of misusing police databases and security cameras to find personal information about women both on and off campus between February 2017 and January 2018. Here's a follow-up now. The Champaign County Republican Party has concerns with the county clerk's office heading into the election next month.
We told you Tuesday about some early voters getting more than one ballot in the mail. The clerk's office told us they have security measures in place so people can't vote twice. But the GOP pointed out they haven't reported to the state who's voted so far. WCIA 3's Andy Olson is live in our newsroom. Andy, why is that also a concern?
Jennifer, it's Illinois law for every jurisdiction to report their early voting totals to the State Board of Elections. It's so others can cross-check and make sure no one is registered in two different counties. According to the state, right now, Champaign County and Alexander County are the only ones who haven't been recorded. The practice is part of a 2005 law that has those records available electronically for state and local political committees. Former County Clerk Mark Sheldon remembers the procedure when he was in office. He says when they talk about security measures, he's not sure why they haven't taken care of this one.
There don't appear to be safeguards to prevent extra ballots from being sent out. and I'm concerned that there's no safeguards to prevent them from being counted. And then you get into we are a transient county, and the idea that other jurisdictions can't see whether or not our people have actually cast a ballot is a big concern.
Sheldon brought up the scenario that right now someone who has voted in Champaign County can register in another county, and they wouldn't be able to tell they already filled out a ballot. I went to the county clerk's office today to speak with Aaron Ammons. He declined to comment on the response from Republicans and the lack of early voting records with the state. Live in the newsroom, Andy Olson, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Andy, thank you so much. A Danville woman is taking complaints of discrimination against city officials to court. As we first told you on WCIA.com, the city of Danville is being sued over racial and age-related harassment. The accusation comes from longtime city administrative assistant Linda Robinson. In a lawsuit filed this week, she says she raised concerns that city officials ignored. She says she was denied access to files and communication with other employees because of her race and age. City officials tried to fire Robinson in 2018. A union arbitrator ruled there were no grounds for termination, and the city gave her her job back. Robinson says she's still facing harassment. Former Mayor Scott Eisenhower and current Mayor Ricky Williams Jr. are named in the suit. Both mayors declined to comment. In fact, Eisenhower says he didn't know about the lawsuit until we told him.
Leaders in Sangamon County filed a lawsuit against opioid companies. The lawsuit isn't for any specific amount of money, though, but the county does join a long list of other groups suing the same manufacturers. The 300-page suit has been organized over the last few years. The Sangamon County State's attorney said the companies are being sued for their role in the opioid crisis that's plagued Illinois. A cancer center closed early today because of a smell from a city sewer project. It's on West McKinley Avenue and North Union Street. The Cancer Care Center of Decatur was evacuated after it detected the odor. The city says the contractors were hired to line sewers with a liquid plastic that's known to have a chemical or glue-like smell, but say the gas detector didn't pick anything up. The center will reopen Monday morning at 8.
We have an update about the bricks falling from a vacant building in Springfield. It happened at the corner of Broadway and Adams Street yesterday. Public Works says they finished an inspection report after hundreds of bricks toppled to the ground, smashing a bench. No one was hurt. The owner is working with a mason and engineers to fix the problem. Public Works says barricades around the building will stay up until those repairs are finished. Now, we spoke to neighbors who say the inconvenience really hasn't had a big effect on their business, but they do see a lesson in this.
Broadway is closed, so you can't drive through it, so I guess you have to avoid that. But I guess it just shows if you're a business owner, you have to make sure you maintain your building so these types of incidents don't happen.
Public Works says lifting equipment and engineers are scheduled to come out to the site for further evaluations early next week.
For the first time in a decade, the Illini are going to finish above 500 in the Big Ten. How a career night helped do the trick.
Also tonight.
Our top priority is keeping Illinoisans safe.
The state has 2 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. How the governor is set to expand testing to central Illinois.
It was a little chilly today. We also had the flurries as well. Our temperatures only topped out in the upper 20s and low 30s across the majority of the area. Here in Champaign, for example, only got to 29. So we are calling for warmer temperatures for the weekend as well as rain showers. And during that time next week, temperatures will remain mild. We'll talk all about that next.